Part 29. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 282. In the Hokage chat group, Uchiha Madara and Senju Tobirama started quarreling again on a daily basis. Even if these two people are not in the same world at all. But we still quarrel every day. This is something that other group members have become accustomed to. At the beginning, everyone would try to persuade them to fight. Especially Senju Hashirama, who is the eldest brother of Senju Tobirama. However, as the two of them quarreled more often. Gradually, even Senju Hashirama was too lazy to break up the fight. They even deliberately set fire to it. It seems as if some special attribute has been awakened. However, Uchiha Madara and Senju Tobirama quarreled, but it was limited to the quarrel stage. After all, they are not Ryusuke Yagami. They have special permissions in the chat group and can travel to other worlds without the consent of the group members. Naturally, there is no way to escalate an online quarrel to a real one offline. They started arguing again. I wonder if Uchiha Madara and Senju Tobirama don't get along. Ryusuke Yagami held his chin with one hand and watched the two people in the group quarreling with a smile. At this moment. Ding. Welcome new member 4th Hokage Orochimaru to join the Hokage chat group. Ding. Welcome new member Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo to join the Hokage chat group. Ding. Welcome new member 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi to join the chat group. 3 consecutive reminders to join the group instantly silenced Uchiha Madara and Senju Tobirama, who were still arguing. Here comes the new guy. Ryusuke Yagami couldn't help but his eyes lit up. 4, 4, 3, and he sat up straight in an instant. Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo, who is it? Who is using illusions on me? The second Hokage Senju Tobirama Danzo. Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, how is that possible? How is it possible that Danzo becomes Hokage? Sandaime Hokage Danzo Shimura teacher Tobirama? Monkey. You guys. No. Damn thing. Who used the illusion? Is it Uchiha? The first Hokage Uchiha Madara, don't blame us Uchiha clan at every turn. Also, after joining the group, read the group announcement first and you will know what is going on at this time. After joining the group, he has been Orochimaru and Kakashi, who were silently diving and observing the situation, also found the announcement of this Hokage chat group. After a moment, the two Hokages of the two worlds also suddenly realized. 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi, so, this is a chat group specially prepared for Hokages from different worlds. The 4th Hokage Orochimaru, what a magical place. 6th generation Hokage Ryusuke Yagami. As for Orochimaru and Kakashi, Kakashi's words make sense, but what about Orochimaru? How did you become Hokage? 6th generation Hokage Hatake Kakashi, are you also the 6th generation? Who is the 5th generation above you? The 4th Hokage Orochimaru. Oh. Ryusuke-kun seems surprised that I became Hokage. Can I know why? The 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, maybe it's because of me. The 4th Hokage Hatake Sakumo, maybe it's because of me. 6th generation Hokage Hatake Kakashi, father. 4th generation Hokage Orochimaru. Oh. Didn't you expect that there are already 2 4th generations in this group? First Hokage Senju Hashirama, haha. 3 more new people have arrived, and it has become so lively all of a sudden. And the group members have finally reached 10 people. Isn't it time to add new features? 2nd generation Hokage Senju Tobirama, brother, don't worry, let me ask the new Shimura Danzo first. Shimura Danzo. Stop pretending to be dead and reply quickly. How did you become Hokage? Where is that world, monkey? A certain parallel world. In the Hokage's office. Danzo Shimura, who was already old, looked at the Hokage chat group in his mind with a look of surprise and uncertainty on his face. It's true. So, Senju Tobirama in this group is Tobirama's teacher from another world. And monkeys, Didn't you expect that in other worlds, a monkey became the third generation? Yes, teacher Tobirama has always liked monkey more than several of our other disciples. If monkey is still alive, teacher Tobirama will definitely give the position of Hokage to monkey. Shimura Danzo's eyes flashed with light, and then he used his mind to send a message to the group. Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo, are you Tobirama sensei from another world? And monkey? Monkey, are you still alive? Nidame Hokage Senju Tobirama, the monkey in your world is dead. The third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. The third Hokage Shimura Danzo, yes, Tobirama sensei. When we signed an armistice agreement with Kumagakure, the Golden Horn and Silver Horn ambushed and attacked us. Sensei, you sacrificed yourself in order to cut us off, and monkey was also in the process of breaking out. Died. Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, impossible. Absolutely impossible. It's you. It must be you, right? It was Danzo who deliberately killed me in your world, right? Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo, monkey, what are you talking about? How could I harm you? Second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama, okay, tell me about the situation there. How old is Konoha now? The third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, teacher Tobirama, this guy Danzo has never been convinced. Teacher, you gave me the position of Hokage back then, so I have reason to suspect that Danzo Shimura, who just joined the group, is using despicable means. Obtain the position of Hokage. Sandame Hokage Danzo Shimura, monkey, do you have such a bad relationship with me in your world? Why do you think I got the position of Hokage through despicable means? The second Hokage Senju Tobirama, that's enough, monkey. Let Danzo continue speaking first. A parallel world. Damn Danzo. He actually assassinated me for the position of Hokage. And he still pretended to be innocent in front of teacher Tobirama. Sarutobi Hiruzen was so angry that his two eyes seemed to be able to spit out flames. Although it was just him in another world. But when he thought about Danzo Shimura becoming the third generation Hokage, he was not even able to connect with the village. He didn't even come back and died on the way. The more Sarutobi Hiruzen thought about it, the angrier he became. The key point is that Danzo in his world has shown his dissatisfaction with him more than once, and he was dissatisfied with the teacher who turned the Hokage into a. He was dissatisfied that the position was handed over to him. Moreover, in the previous chat, Sarutobi Hiruzen also heard Yagami Ryusuke say that in his world, after the death of the fourth generation Hokage, the original third generation Sarutobi Hiruzen was ready to take the throne again. As a result, Shimura Danzo actually sent Kakashi to assassinate Sarutobi Hiruzen from his world. Danzo almost succeeded. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen was filled with dissatisfaction with Danzo. What? Friendship. In the face of the power of the Hokage, it is not worth mentioning at all. In the past, Sarutobi Hiruzen had 100% confidence that he could suppress Danzo, so he cared about the friendship between the two. But now, seeing the parallel world, he was actually plotted to death by Danzo and did not even take the position of the third Hokage. This made Sarutobi Hiruzen increasingly fearful and dissatisfied with Danzo. This guy Danzo, it's time to limit his power. Sarutobi Hiruzen thought. Root organization. Shimura Danzo is reading the battle reports from the front line. Suddenly I sneezed a few times. Strange, could it be that someone was scolding me behind my back? Danzo Shimura thought in confusion. Interestingly, I didn't expect Danzo Shimura to actually get his wish and become Hokage. Still replaced Sarutobi Hiruzen and became the third generation. Ryusuke Yagami looked at the three new members in the group. Kakashi Hatake had nothing to say. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. In the original novel, he is the sixth generation Hokage, so that the world shouldn't have changed much. Of course. This is just Ryusuke Yagami's guess. You'll have to see the details to find out. The other two group members are interesting. One is Orochimaru and the other is Shimura Danzo. They are both. They are the villains in the original work. And now, they have all become Hokages in their respective worlds. A third generation has replaced Hiruzen Sarutobi. A fourth generation has replaced Namikaze Minato. It's amazing. Ryosuke Yagamai he smiled and continued to look at the chat content of everyone in the group. At the same time, he clicked on the business cards of three newcomers. Kakashi is in the early stage of cage level, and he should have mastered the powerful eye technique of Obito's other Mangekyo Sharingan. However, too little chakra is a fatal weakness, so his rating is not high. There is no problem with this. Before Kakashi mastered Kamui, he was an elite Jonin or a quasi-cage. It was not until he mastered Kamui that he had cage-level combat power. But because the Sharingan is not his, the endurance it has become extremely bad, so the score in the shadow level will not be much higher. In the early stage of the shadow level, there is nothing wrong. Until Obito returned from the Pure Land, he sent Kakashi the Ten-Tails Chakra and another Mangekyo, forced Kakashi to cheat, which made his strength reach the Super Shadow level. However, this Kakashi who just joined the group has obviously not reached this stage yet. In addition, he replaced Namikaze Minato and became the fourth generation Hokage Orochimaru. His strength rating is at the peak of the shadow level. However, in the combat power rankings, he is ranked above Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, and Hatake Sakumo. Only Namikaze Minato who is quasi-super shadow level under. Maybe it's because of the reincarnation of the Dirty Land, or maybe it's because Orochimaru in this world has learned the sage mode of Ryokai Cave. Ryosuke Yagamai thought. What intrigued Ryosuke Yagamai the most was Danzo Shimura. In his memory, it was a bit reluctant for Danzo Shimura to claim cage-level strength. Of course. Danzo Shimura in his prime. Zhang, may really have cage-level strength. But the Shimura Danzo whom Ryosuke Yagamai knew is already old. He doesn't have that kind of strength at all. But the new Shimura Danzo who joined the group is a bit interesting. The strength of the late cage level. The second to last chat group. But as far as Shimura Danzo is concerned, his strength is already very strong. After all, in many worlds, Shimura Danzo did not have the strength of the late cage level at his peak. In the early stage of the cage level, he was as strong as the sky. No wonder this guy can become Hokage. He still has something. 6th generation Hokage Hatake Kakashi father? Is it really you? 4th Hokage Hatake Sakumo hey. Kakashi in the parallel world, I am indeed your father, but after becoming the 6th generation, you should be about the same age as me now, right? The 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi father. It's really you. In the parallel world, you actually became the Hokage. Or did you steal Minato-sensei's position? Yondaime Hokage Namikaze Minato hey. Kakashi, the new member of the group, are you also my student in your world? 6th generation Hokage Hatake Kakashi yes, Minato-sensei 4.2. I, Obito, and Rin are all your students. Yondaime Hokage Namikaze Minato Obito and Rin, it seems that nothing has changed. So, Kakashi, I have a question for you, are Obito and Rin in your world still alive? 6th generation Hokage Kakashi Hatake no, both Obito and Rin died in the Third Ninja War. Obito died to save me, and Rin also sacrificed for the village. The 6th Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai it seems that this new Kakashi who joins the group is quite similar to the Kakashi I am familiar with. There is basically no big difference. 6th generation Hokage Hatake Kakashi you are, the 6th generation of the parallel world? But Yagamai, I've never heard of it in the village. The 6th Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai it seems that I can't do well in the parallel world. Ryosuke Yagamai was sitting in the Hokage's office, smiling at the message sent by Kakashi in the chat group. In fact, he had visited other parallel ninja worlds before. Although the timelines of the previous 6 Hokage are too far forward, so that it has not yet reached the time of his birth. But he has parents after all. But in fact, Ryosuke Yagamai has been to 6 different parallel ninja worlds. No ninja named Yagamai has been found in Konoha. In other words, in these 6 parallel ninja worlds, there is no peer of Ryosuke Yagamai at all. He suspected that this might be because of his special status as a time traveler. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 283. I just don't know, in the world where the 3 new Hokages who joined the chat group are there Yagamai and his family? Ryosuke Yagamai thought to himself, while continuing to watch the lively discussion in the group. The 4th Hokage Minato Namikaze. I didn't expect Mr. Orochimaru to become the 4th Hokage in a parallel world. The 4th Hokage Orochimaru Minato-kun, is there any problem with this? The 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato. This, mainly because in my side and the ninja world where Sakumo Senpai and Ryosuke are, Mr. Orochimaru of these 3 worlds, you all defected to Konoha. 4th generation Hokage Orochimaru me? Defected. 6th generation Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai. Yes, Orochimaru, you did defect, and on my side you also made a plan to collapse Konoha and killed your teacher Hiruzen Sarutobi with your own hands. Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen? No. When I was on your side, Mr. Ryosuke, did I die at the hands of Orochimaru, a traitor? Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. Haha. Monkey, you can't do this either. You were killed by your own disciple. 4th generation Hokage. Did I also kill Sarutobi sensei? Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen Danzo, shut up. The matter between the 2 of us is not over yet. The 3rd Hokage Danzo Shimura. You are not a monkey in my world at all. Why do I have to explain so much to you? The implication is that you, a Sarutobi Hiruzen from a parallel world, are in my world, Danzo Shimura. It's nothing to hide in front of me. Sarutobi Hiruzen was also furious at this sight. And what frightened him even more? His end was to die at the hands of his disciples. Or Orochimaru, his most proud disciple. But why? Why would Orochimaru become like this in the future? It is obvious that Orochimaru, who is now 12, is very obedient and extremely outstanding. Among the 3 disciples of Sarutobi Hiruzen, he is the one who satisfies him the most. The words of the other 2. Jiraiya has limited talents and is extremely naughty. Tsunade. Her origin meant that Hiruzen Sarutobi would never regard her as his most proud disciple. Accept Tsunade as a disciple. To be honest, it is really to appease the Thousand Hands clan. But now Sarutobi Hiruzen is already planning to destroy the Senju clan. Therefore, there is no way he would like himself, a disciple from the Thousand Hands clan. If we say that the other self in the parallel world died in the hands of Tsunade in the end, Sarutobi Hiruzen would never be too surprised. Because he could understand why Tsunade did what she did. Revenge. Very normal. But, why Orochimaru? Is it because he defected to Konoha in the parallel world? Is that why Orochimaru hates himself? Sarutobi Hiruzen was guessing in his mind. Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Mr. Ryosuke, I wonder if you can tell me why Orochimaru killed me, a teacher? Is it because he defected from the village? The 4th Hokage Orochimaru. I want to know too, and if it were me, it would be impossible to kill Sarutobi sensei. 6th Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai Kakashi. Hey, how did Hiruzen Sarutobi die in your world? 6th generation Hokage. Hey, Kakashi. The same, they all died in Orochimaru's Konoha collapse plan. The 3rd generation used the forbidden technique to seal the corpse, but in the end he failed to die with Orochimaru. 6th Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai. We have found the common ground between our 2 worlds again. So, which part of Orochimaru's soul did Hiruzen Sarutobi of your world use the ghoul seal to seal? Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. No, Is there any reason to only seal part of the soul when using a forbidden technique like the corpse seal? Yondame Hokage Namikaze Minato. I remember Ryuzuke said that the me in his world was the one who used the ghoul seal to seal the nine tails and died. The sixth Hokage Ryusuke Yagamai, who said that using the ghoul band can definitely kill people. Kakashi Hatake, don't worry, everyone in our group speaks freely, and Hiruzen Sarutobi in this group is not the Sarutobi Hiruzen you are familiar with, don't have any scruples. The third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sixth Hokage Hatake Kakashi. Is that so? Actually, I'm just a little hesitant. After all, this matter is a bit embarrassing for the third generation. The fourth Hokage Hatake Sakumo. Elaborate. The fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato. Please be sure to elaborate. The fourth Hokage Orochimaru. Haha. It's really interesting. Why do you feel like you two don't like to see Sarutobi sensei? The sixth Hokage Ryusuke Yagamai. This is the time for Senju Tobirama. The second Hokage Senju Tobirama. It's all this traitor's own fault. Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Teacher, that's not me, I'm innocent. Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo. I really want to know. Sixth generation Hokage Ryusuke Yagamai. Stop talking nonsense, Kakashi, please speak up. Sixth Hokage Hatake Kakashi. Well, the third generation of the master in my world died after sealing Orochimaru's hands. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. What is it? Will sealing one's hands kill people? First generation Hokage Uchiha Madara. Hashirama, look at it, this is the Konoha that was passed down after you were the first generation. Fortunately, in this world, I am the first generation. The second Hokage Senju Tobirama. Trash. How unbearable. Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo. Haha. Hiruzen, is this your ending? Looking at it this way, Hiruzen in my world is luckier, at least he died on the battlefield. Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. The fourth Hokage Orochimaru. Parallel ninja world. In a secret laboratory. Orochimaru put down a reagent in his hand, his eyes flickering. Did Sarutobi sensei from another world die trying to kill me? But it's really ridiculous to only seal one pair of hands. Orochimaru sneered coldly. Even though he seemed to have great respect for Hiruzen Sarutobi as a teacher in the chat group, in fact, it was all just a pretense. Namikaze Minato and Hatake Sakumo, these are the fourth generation of two other parallel worlds. Haha. Sure enough, Sarutobi sensei still loves Minato, but it's a pity that you failed this time. Orochimaru sneered, then turned around and walked to a huge freezer deep in the laboratory. Through the glass on the front of the freezer, you could see a figure frozen inside. This figure was extremely tall, nearly 2 meters tall. About 4 years old, the figure is extremely majestic. Orochimaru looked at this body with a faint look, and a sinister smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. I originally thought that the container I had spent 10 years building was already the most perfect container, but now, it seems I have more choices again. In the Second Ninja War, Orochimaru understood a truth. That is, humans have limits. Life is very fragile. Therefore, he spent his time focusing on scientific experiments. Finally, he succeeded overcoming difficulties one after another. He created what he thought was the most perfect reincarnation container. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Filu Novel Network. Originally, in Orochimaru's plan, he would next through the art of reincarnation, he reincarnated his soul into this perfect container to realize the evolution of life. This perfect container he built with his own hands combined the power of Senju, Uchiha, Kagaya, and tailed beasts. He spent 10 years of hard work to build it. Its strength is more than 100 times stronger than himself. It is a perfect container that is truly invincible in the ninja world. And, most importantly, this container possesses quite terrifying powers. Even if it survives for hundreds of years, there is no problem with its vitality. This is why Orochimaru calls it the perfect container. But that was the past. Just now, Orochimaru browsed the group mall of the Hokage chat group. It was discovered that in the group mall, there were actually 6 level and even god level Atsutsuki corpses for sale. Through the introduction of these products in the group mall, Orochimaru also learned that the 6 level is a level above the Super Shadow level, and the representative figure is 6 Path Sage Kagaya Atsutsuki. Although Orochimaru doesn't know who Kagaya Atsutsuki is, but he still knows about the Sage of 6 Paths. But Orochimaru always thought that the Sage of 6 Paths was just a legend. Unexpectedly, it turned out to be a real existence. And the god level. It is a level above the 6 Paths level and is the real ceiling of the world. This made Orochimaru feel frightened. Because he found that whether it was these 6 Paths level or even god level Atsutsuki corpses, or the pages of all kinds of Rinnegan, they were all put up for sale by Ryosuke Yagami, the 6th generation Hokage in the group. In other words, in their Naruto chat group, which only has 10 people, there is actually a super boss whose strength has reached the god level. Or the 6th generation Hokage. While Orochimaru was shocked in his heart, he also had endless desire. He longed to have that kind of strength. He also longed for the Atsutsuki clan's ability to live forever. And it's easy to get these. You only need to buy an Atsutsuki corpse and you can easily complete it. Unfortunately, when Orochimaru wanted to put some ninjutsu on the shelves, he was prompted that the same ninjutsu was already available in the group mall. There were only a few of his own unique techniques. Ninjutsu, as well as forbidden arts such as the Fuso reincarnation jutsu, can also be sold for points. But there are only a few thousand points. It is far from enough to buy an Atsutsuki corpse. Maybe I can think of other solutions. 007. Orochimaru thought quietly. Damn it! What happened to me in the parallel world? In the Hokage's office. Sarutobi Hiruzen slapped the table angrily. He was furious. He didn't expect that he in the parallel world would die so useless. Seal 2 arms. Isn't this better than sealing 9? Is Namikaze Minato who died in the end still incompetent? Fortunately, after hearing about Namikaze Minato's death last time, Sarutobi Hiruzen was still secretly laughing at him. As a result, now it was his turn to be laughed at. Moreover, he was laughed at even more severely. At this moment, these people in the group are probably laughing at him, right? Especially Shimura Danzo, who just joined the group. Because Sarutobi Hiruzen scolded him a few times, he openly laughed at him in the chat group. It made Sarutobi Hiruzen furious. The 6th Hokage Yagami Ryusuke, seal your hands and die, not bad. It seems that the Sarutobi Hiruzen of your world is quite powerful, unlike the one here. The 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, no? Is this really awesome? 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama shocked. He died by sealing his hands. You think he was powerful? Then how did Hiruzen Sarutobi die in your world? He couldn't have died by sealing a few hairs, right? The 2nd Hokage Senju Tobirama, brother, please stop saying a few words. It's so embarrassing. You deserve to die, monkey. Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo, haha. Hiruzen, you are really good. As expected of you. The 6th Hokage Yagami Ryusuke, the hair is not bad, but compared to Kakashi's world, it is indeed a bit worse. My Sarutobi Hiruzen died after sealing Orochimaru's 10 fingers. Of Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo, what? Sealed 10 fingers? Ha ha ha. 2nd generation Hokage Senju Tobirama, I. 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama, brother, calm down, it's not worth it to be so angry that your body is broken. The 1st Hokage Uchiha Madara, haha. Tobirama is rubbish, he is rubbish, and the disciples he hands over are even rubbish. Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, is that enough for you? That's not me. It's not me. Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo, it's urgent. Hiruzen, you are urgent. Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen Danzo, What the hell are you doing? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 284. The extremely embarrassed Sarutobi Hiruzen started yelling at Danzo Shimura in the group, and he said all the ugly words. He didn't dare scold other people in the group. One is that others did not laugh at him like Shimura Danzo, and the only two who were quarreling with him were his teacher Senju Tobirama and Uchiha Madara. They are all big bosses and cannot be offended. As for Ryosuke Yagamai, who exposed his dark future, then you can't afford to offend him. When he offended Senju Tobirama and Uchiha Madara, the most they could do was ridicule him in the group, or make other people in the group feel that he didn't respect his teachers and had no respect for his elders. But provoking Ryosuke Yagamai? That would really kill someone. Although there are rules in the chat group, Ryosuke Yagamai cannot harm the group members himself when traveling to other worlds. But this rule is dead, and people are alive. If you can't do direct harm, can't you do it indirectly? For example, if Ryosuke Yagamai comes over and releases Kaguya at Satsuki, then just slap his butt and leave. What will Sarutobi Hiruzen do then? Or, he rejuvenated Uchiha Madara in his world. When Uchiha Madara returns to Konoha, what can he, Sarutobi Hiruzen, do? So, rules are dead, people are alive. This is absolutely true. Even if it is expressly stipulated that group members cannot be harmed. But smart people know that this is just a gentleman's agreement. Only use it if you are willing to abide by it. If you are unwilling to comply, it is easy to bypass this rule. Looking at Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was angrily cursing Shimura Danzo in the chat group, Ryosuke Yagamai also laughed. This made Xiaonan and others in the office look over in confusion. It's okay, you continue to do your work, I just thought of an interesting thing. Ryosuke Yagamai waved his hand and said. After a while, Hiruzen Sarutobi in the group also became quiet. But he probably felt too embarrassed to meet people. In the following chat, Hiruzen Sarutobi didn't have any trouble anymore. Just pretend to be dead. The fourth Hokage Heitake Sakumo Kakashi, your world is mine. When did he die? The fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato and me. Did I die because of the Nine Tails Rebellion? Sixth generation Hokage Heitake Kakashi. Although it's a bit weird, but according to you, father, he committed suicide because the mission failed. According to Minato sensei, he did die in the Nine Tails Rebellion and was sealed to save the village. Died by Kuwabai. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. I knew that the Kuwabai was too powerful and would cause trouble sooner or later. The sixth Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai. So this is why you held the Kuwabai's head with one hand, said it was too powerful, and sealed it with the other hand. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Haha. The strength of the Nine Tails is indeed quite strong, huh, apart from Madara and me, it should be the strongest in the ninja world. Even Tobirama can't beat the Kuwabai. Second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama. Brother, thank you for understanding me so well. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Haha. What's there to thank you for? We are brothers. First Hokage Uchiha Madara. Hashirama, are you stupid? First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Madara, what are you talking about? Why am I stupid? I think you are jealous of my strength. Ugh. There is no way, after all, I am the second most powerful person in the group. Yes, and Madara, you are only third, so it is normal for you to be jealous of me. The first Hokage Uchiha Madara. I will overtake you one day, Hashirama. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Haha. Then I'll be waiting for you, Madara. Sixth Hokage Yagamai. Ryosuke Madara is very confident. It's a pity that this chat group doesn't have an online battle function. Otherwise, you two can just fight. Fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato. Is there a battle function? If so, I would be lucky to see the two first-generation goals fighting. 6th generation Hokage Kakashi Hatake Ryusuke Yagamai, I have a question. Minato-sensei in your world has a son. The 6th Hokage Ryusuke Yagamai, yes, what's wrong? Yondaime Hokage Namikaze Minato, could it be that I, Kakashi, on your side don't even have a son? 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi, no, but the one Minato-sensei left behind before he died was a daughter. 6th generation Hokage Ryusuke Yagamai, daughter? What's your name? Yondaime Hokage Namikaze Minato, a daughter? Not bad. In fact, I really want a daughter, but it's best not to be like Kushina's character. After all, it's better for girls to be gentler. 6th generation Hokage Hatake Kakashi, yes, she is still my student, her name is Uzumaki Naruko. Ah, this. Uzumaki Naruko? Ryusuke Yagamai looked at Kakashi's reply in the chat group in surprise. Unexpectedly, the content that fans pranked in the previous life actually came true. What about Sakura? Isn't he turning into Master Yin? And Sasuke, could he be like Uchiha Sako? It really is unexpected. A smile appeared on Ryusuke Yagamai's lips. I feel that the ninja world on Kakashi Hatake's side seems quite interesting. Why don't you go over and have a look? Ryusuke Yagamai thought to himself. At the same time, the chat group inside. 6th generation Hokage Hatake Kakashi Yakami Ryusuke, how about we go against each other? See how different our two worlds are. Obviously. Kakashi also wants to see this person who is the same as himself. What is the difference between the ninja world that Dame Hokage lives in and the ninja world that he lives in? Small difference. 6th generation Hokage Ryusuke Yagamai, okay, let's start with the comparison of your three students. Except for Uzumaki Naruko, what do you call Uchiha Sasuke and Haruno Sakura? Are they boys or girls? Ryusuke Yagamai also wanted to see how different the two worlds were. Moreover, Naruto has become Naruko. Then Sasuke and Naruko. Tisk tisk. It's interesting just thinking about it. Otherwise, go over and take some photos for Naruto and Sasuke to enjoy. Yagamai Ryusuke touched his chin and thought. I think this suggestion is quite good. The 6th Hokage Kakashi Hatake. As for Sasuke, it's a boy, but who is Haruno Sakura? Another student of mine is indeed named Haruno, but it's not Haruno Sakura, but Haruno Jin, Haruno Jin. 6th generation Hokage Yagamai Ryusuke, do you have any photos? Send them to see. 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi, wait a minute, I have a photo of our 7th class, let me look for it. After a while, other Hokages were also curiously discussing the differences in their respective worlds. About 10 minutes later, Kakashi sent a photo. The photo shows Kakashi wearing the Hokage's robe, holding a photo of 4 people in his hand. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. In the photo, Kakashi is standing behind 3 children, holding the heads of the 2 little boys with both hands, and there is one standing in the middle. Beautiful little girl with long blonde hair in twin tails. This little girl has 3 beard-like marks on the left and right sides of her face, but not only does it not affect the appearance of the little girl, but it actually makes her look more exotic. The 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi, the one on the left is Haruno Jin, the one on the right is Uchiha Sasuke, and the one in the middle is Uzumaki Naruko. Ryusuke Yagamai looked at Haruno Jin. He still has pink hair, but it is much shorter, and his face is much more resolute compared to Sakura, but overall he is still similar to his Sakura, just more masculine. The style of the clothes on her body is not much different, except that the skirt is replaced by pants, and the color is changed to black and white. The 6th Hokage Ryusuke Yagamai, I also have a group photo of class 7 here, let me show it to you, photo.jpg. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. The 2 Uchiha Sasukes look exactly the same and there is no change. The girl with pink hair has not changed much, but this girl named Naruto, quite a big change. Second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama brother, the one named Naruto is a boy, and the one named Naruko is a girl. Yondaime Hokage Namikaze Minato. It feels weird, obviously I just got married not long ago, but I have two such big children. Fourth Hokage Hatake Sakumo Minato. The good news is that the children are not yours. The bad news is that their mother is your wife. The sixth Hokage Hatake Kakashi. First Hokage Senju Tobirama. Haha. Sakumo, you are such a bossies, I suspect there is something in your words. The fourth Hokage Orochimaru. Haha. Your personality is quite similar to my Hatake Sakumo. He is a very serious person in missions, but in normal times, he always says some weird things. The third Hokage Shimura Danzo. Yes, Sakumo does have this kind of character. The third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen Danzo. The Hatake Sakumo of your world was not killed by you. Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. Hiruzen, who do you think I am? Sakumo is the hero of the village. Oh. Ryusuke Yagamai looked at the content sent by Shimura Danzo in the group with some surprise. According to some information revealed during their chat just now, the timeline of the parallel ninja world where Shimura Danzo is located has reached the end of the Third Ninja World War. However, Danzo Shimura had no intention of giving up his position as Hokage. At this time, as far as Yagamai Ryusuke is concerned, Hatake Sakumo has been killed by Konoha F4. In the group, Namikaze Minato and Hatake Kakashi were in the same situation. On the other hand, the fourth generation Hokage Orochimaru revealed very little information. Should it be said or not, it is indeed Orochimaru. Very cautious. In this case, among the current Hokages in the group, except for the parallel world whose timeline has not yet reached the point of the Third Ninja War. The only person who did not die at the time when Hatake Sakumo should have died was the parallel world where Shimura Danzo, who had just joined the chat group, lived. Could it be that with Hiruzen Sarutobi in Konoha F4, the darkness will be reduced a lot? Ryusuke Yagamai touched his chin and thought. Although Shimura Danzo is nicknamed Nabe Cage, it seems that all bad things are done by him, or he is involved. But if you think about it carefully, if Danzo had been fooled early as for the Hokage. In addition, Sarutobi Hiruzen died early. Then will he continue to kill the geniuses in the village? Maybe, maybe not. But for Shimura Danzo in the group, it's hard to say, but at least Hatake Sakumo, who was supposed to be dead, is still alive. Of course. This does not prove that Shimura Danzo in the group is a good person. It can only be said that he should not be as bad as Shimura Danzo in most other worlds. The good Zhao. Sixth Hokage Hatake Kakashi. Shimura Danzo, my father is still alive on your side. Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. Of course. And Sakumo is my right-hand man. The fourth Hokage Hatake Sakumo. A right-hand man? It seems like I was doing pretty well in your world. Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Impossible. Danzo, you must be lying, right? Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. Why would I lie about this kind of thing? If you don't believe it, I can call Sakumo over and take a picture of you. Sixth generation Hokage Yagamai Ryusuke. No need, I will go to your place in a few days to have a look. Then I will know whether it is fake or not. The fourth Hokage Orochimaru. Come to our world? What do you mean? First generation Hokage Senju Hashirama. This chat group has the function of traveling through different worlds, but everyone else needs the consent of the members of the current world group to pay 1000 points to travel, but Ryusuke-kun is the most powerful person in the group. The first one on the list has privileges and does not require our consent. Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. Is there such a thing? Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Danzo, are you scared? I advise you to tell the truth honestly. Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. Joke. What I said is the truth. Hiruzen, I never thought you would be like this after surviving. I don't know if I should be glad that you died in that battle. The second Hokage Senju Tobirama. Monkey, You disappoint me so much. Even Danzo does better than you. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 285. Could it be that I was really wrong? Senju Tobirama watched the conversation between the two disciples in the group and couldn't help but frowned. He had always been more optimistic about Sarutobi Hiruzen. In comparison, he didn't think highly of the other disciples. As a result, facts have proved that he seems to have been wrong. After his favorite Hiruzen Sarutobi became the third-generation Hokage, he not only destroyed the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan, but also liked to kill the genius ninjas in the village. He was shocked by his greed for power. On the contrary, Shimura Danzo, whom he disliked, could tolerate the existence of the prestigious Heitake Sakumo in the village, although other circumstances were not clear. But this alone, already much better than Sarutobi Hiruzen. Is it possible, is Shimura Danzo really more suitable to become Hokage than Sarutobi Hiruzen? Senju Tobirama couldn't help but think about this problem. However, after thinking about it, Senju Tobirama also realized that the problem might not be about who should be the Hokage. The problem lies in whether Shimura Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen cannot coexist at the same time. You see, in the parallel ninja world where Shimura Danzo is located in the group, because Sarutobi Hiruzen died early, Shimura Danzo in this world does not seem to have darkened so seriously. In the parallel ninja world where Sarutobi Hiruzen is located in the group, Shimura Danzo is still alive. One of the two is the Hokage of Konoha, and the other is the leader of the root organization. One light and one dark. There seems to be no problem, but in fact it is nourishing the dark side in their hearts. Ryosuke Yagami had previously been to the ninja world where Sarutobi Hiruzen was in the group, and had seen what the situation in Konoha was like there. 293 So Senju Tobirama knows that Hiruzen Sarutobi in the group will most likely become that bastard who is greedy for power and puts his own interests above the interests of the village. Because there are already signs of this happening. In the ninja world where the two yandames in the group are, Sarutobi Hiruzen is also this kind of person. As for the ninja world where the newly joined 4th generation Hokage Orochimaru is, this is not very clear. After all, Orochimaru rarely talks and seems to be more cautious. He didn't reveal much about his situation there. So, one of my two disciples must die before he can shoulder the important responsibility of Hokage. Senju Tobirama thought. What is this? Are they trying to defeat each other? Senju Tobirama shook his head and sighed helplessly. Tell me, why did he end up with these disciples? What a pity. What if Jing it would be nice if my last name wasn't Uchiha? Or maybe, Kyudeo takes the wind and his surname is not Kyudeo? As for sleeping with Koharu and Mito Minyan? Forget it. Senju Tojian never had any expectations for these two disciples. They're just additions. This Yagami Ryosuke can actually travel through the world where the group members are at will, which is really troublesome. Orochimaru looked at the news in the group and couldn't help but frowned. For the time being, he still doesn't know the specific character of Yagami Ryosuke. If he is allowed to come to his side of the world, discovered these experiments he had done. I wonder what his attitude will be? Orochimaru is a little worried. After all, BDBG, this person is too strong. Even if he is reincarnated into the container in front of him now, he has gained a power that is more than 100 times stronger than now, and is far from this person's opponent. Once he offends Ryosuke Yagami, Orochimaru is worried that all his past efforts will be in vain. It seems that I have to figure out the character of Ryosuke Yagami first. Orochimaru thought. If the other party is not the kind of character that hates evil, that would be great. But on the contrary, if so, then Orochimaru will have to start looking for a way out for himself. In Orochimaru's heart, while planning a way out for himself, the other two new Hokages who joined the chat group were also worried about this issue. The difference was that Kakashi was worried about whether Yagami Ryusuke would treat him pose as a threat to the world he lives in. What Danzo Shimura is worried about is whether some of the shady things he has done will be discovered by Ryusuke Yagami and then exposed. That's right. He did not murder Hatake Sakumo. But that's because Hatake Sakumo is one of his own, and Danzo trusts him. But in other respects, why should one person be given such great privileges in this chat group? Shimura. Danzo thought dissatisfied. Without the consent of the group members, he can enter the world of other group members at will. Even if there are rules that do not allow direct harm to other group members, for people like Shimura Danzo, for people, there are many ways to circumvent this rule. Therefore, Danzo Shimura is so dissatisfied? No. It should be envy. He also wants such a privilege. Ranked first in the combat power rankings, I don't know what the strength of this 6th generation named Ryusuke Yagami is. Shimura Danzo curiously clicked on the combat power rankings and took a look. To read exciting novels, go to Fila Novel Network. As expected, the second ranked one is the first Hokage Senju Hashirama. And then there's that one Uchiha Madara. Shimura Danzo admires Senju Hashirama from the bottom of his heart. But for Uchiha Madara, Shimura Danzo is more afraid. After all, the opponent's name as Shura in the ninja world is not just talk. Then he clicked on the business cards of other group members. Shimura Danzo found that his first strength rating in the group was late film level. Thinking about his own strength carefully, Shimura Danzo felt that this rating was fair. Then he looked at the group again. Here is the rating of Hiruzen Sarutobi. Cut. He thought he was so powerful, but he was only at the peak of the shadow level. Danzo. Shimura pouted. Although it was a bit strange for him as a late-stage cage level person to laugh at someone who was at the peak of the cage level, before he saw how arrogant Sarutobi Hiruzen in the group was and thought he was very strong. As a result, that's it. Later, Danzo Shimura looked at the strength of Namikaze Minato, Hatake Sakumo, and others. Except that Namikaze Minato was a quasi-super shadow level, which surprised him a little. Everything else is as expected. Tobirama Sensei has super cage level strength, which should be one level above the cage level. Super shadow, beyond shadow level, it is also suitable. Shimura Danzo nodded, not surprised by the strength of the teacher from another world. Uchiha Madara is actually super shadow level invincible? Does this mean that he has no rivals in the super shadow class? How awesome! As expected of Shura in the ninja world. Oh! Lord Hashirama turned out to be a quasi-6th path level. Could this 6 paths level be related to the legendary 6 path sage? Hiss. In this way, wouldn't Ryusuke Yagami, who is stronger than Lord Hashirama, have true 6 paths level strength? Could it be that he is the reincarnation of the immortal of 6 paths? Shimura Danzo exclaimed. But when he opened Yagami Ryusuke's business card, he found that the other person's rating was not the 6 paths level he thought. It was God level? What level is this God level? Shimura Danzo didn't understand. Is it a level above the 6th path level? He guessed and thought. But if this is the case, then isn't Ryusuke Yagami's strength more terrifying than he thought before? Why is there such a terrifying monster among a group of Hokages? Danzo is even more terrifying. I don't understand. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Why are the newcomers silent? Could it be that they were scared? The 4th Hokage Hatake Sakumo. Don't worry, Ryusuke won't mess around with you. At most, he is just going to buy some goods. The 1st Hokage Uchiha Madara. What a purchase. It's a pity that I don't have the invincible strength like Mr. Ryusuke, otherwise I would also want to purchase it. 2nd Hokage Senju Tobirama. The 6th generation should have earned more than 90 billion points during this period, right? The 6th Hokage Ryusuke Yagami. It's only more than 95 billion. The fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato Rai smile / it's just this, I used it to break my defense a bit. The fourth Hokage Orochimaru I just took a look at the shopping mall, Ryusuke-kun's strength is really amazing. 6th generation Hokage Yagami Ryusuke Orochimaru, I will go to your place later and have a chat with you then. The fourth Hokage Orochimaru welcome anytime. On the other side, Orochimaru frowned when he saw the message from Yagami Ryusuke in the chat group. I don't understand what Ryusuke Yagami plans to talk to me. As a new member of the chat group, my strength is only the lowest in the group. Is there anything worthy of Yagami Ryusuke, a god-level powerhouse, coming to talk to him? Could it be that this Yagami Ryusuke had something to do with another me in his world? Orochimaru guessed in his mind. Of course. Regardless of whether this is the case or not, he has no right to refuse. There is no way, facing this kind of absolute strength and privilege. Orochimaru, a newbie who has just joined the chat group, what can he do? Can you raise your hands to express welcome? Ding. Orochimaru, who was thinking about it, was suddenly startled and looked at the prompt that suddenly appeared in his mind. It is detected that the number of group members reaches 10, and the activity level meets the standards, and new features are unlocked, daily rewards. Martial Arts Arena. Tongtian Bridge. Original function, Group Mall Update and Enhancement Area, please check the specific content by yourself. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 286. First Hokage Senju Hashirama haha. I knew that after new people joined this time, this chat group would definitely unlock new features. The first Hokage Uchiha Madara haha. Hasalama, it seems that I will soon surpass you and become the second most powerful being in this chat group. Second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama Uchiha Madara is dreaming again. But this daily reward function is good. There is another way to get points for free. The fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato I think the most powerful thing is the Tongtian Bridge. As long as you pass the corresponding level, you can get rewards directly. I took a look and found an Amuji Ninjutsu as a reward on the first level. 6th Hokage Heitake Kakashi A level Muji Ninjutsu. Wouldn't the second level rewards be even better? The fourth Hokage Heitake Sakumo. The most important thing is that this Tongtian Bridge seems to have no upper limit, at least the number of layers I saw is 0 /. The 6th Hokage Yagami Ryusuke. This martial arts arena is good, Uchiha Madara Senju Hashirama, do you two want to have a fight and let us see it? Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo. Are the two first generation Hokage going to have a fight? The fourth Hokage Orochimaru, the first generation of wood release, and another first generation Sharingan. It's really exciting. First Hokage Senju Hashirama haha. I'm a little itchy too, is Madara coming, dash. The first Hokage Uchiha Madara. I don't get what I asked for. Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. It seems like you can bet points in this martial arts arena, or maybe you can get some luck. First Hokage Senju Hashirama, I have sent you an invitation, accept Uchiha Madara. First Hokage Uchiha Madara, it seems that you are very confident, Hashirama. First Hokage Senju Hashirama haha. Of course, after all, I am the second most powerful person in the group, and Madara, you are the third. First Hokage Uchiha Madara, you won't know until you fight this. Does this chat group unlock 3 new features every time? Or is it just that more were unlocked in the first 2 times? Ryusuke Yagami was thinking in his mind as he quickly sent 10 messages in the group. He got today's daily reward. Ding. Congratulations on getting Ichiraku Ramen 30% off coupon *10. Ryusuke Yagami looked at the 10 30% off coupons for Ichiraku Ramen in his hand and fell silent for a moment. Is this good luck or bad luck? Ryusuke Yagami was thinking about this question. At that time, he saw that many people in the group had entered the martial arts arena to watch the battle. So he was too lazy to continue thinking about whether he was lucky or unlucky today. He first entered the martial arts arena to see Uchiha Madara and Uchiha. Let's talk about the battle between Senju Hashirama. Ryosuke Yagamai enters the martial arts arena. Orochimaru entered the martial arts arena. On a bare Gobi desert. As a few rays of light descended, they landed on a towering mountain cliff. Father! Kakashi Hatake looked at the familiar figure in the crowd and walked over involuntarily, his eyes flashing with excitement. Kakashi, you have grown up. Hatake Sakumo also had a look of emotion on his face. He didn't expect his son to be that big in real life, but he ended up meeting his grown-up son in the chat group. Kakashi, are you married? Hatake Sakumo suddenly asked. The Kakashi in front of him is already 31 years old. So Hatake Sakumo is very concerned about whether his son in this parallel world is already married and has children? If so, doesn't that mean he is talking about himself? Already a grandfather? This. When Kakashi heard this, he immediately looked embarrassed. Sakumo-senpai, you are putting Kakashi in a bit of a dilemma. As soon as Yagamai Ryosuke came in, he saw Hatake Sakumo talking to Kakashi about getting married and having children, and he immediately walked over with a smile. Kakashi is a golden bachelor. If you are a grandfather, you have to work hard in your own world. Ryosuke Yagamai said and looked at Kakashi. When he saw Kakashi in front of him, Ryosuke Yagamai also remembered. It seemed that Kakashi became the 6th generation and it was already the 4th ninja war. What happened next, right? Because he didn't see his iconic one-eyed defeat on Kakashi's face. Both eyes were sound, and they were ordinary eyes, not Sharingan. What does this mean? Explanation card on Cassie's side, the 4th Ninja World War has ended. The ninja world has once again entered a period of peace. Is that so? Hatake Sakumo looked at Kakashi in front of him with a pity expression. Kakashi could only laugh a few times. At this time, Yagamai Ryosuke also looked at a pale man on the other side. You look no different from Orochimaru from my world. Ryosuke Yagamai commented. Ryosuke-kun is surprisingly young. Orochimaru also said with a smile. Although his smile looked eerie. The members of the group greeted each other, and then they all looked at the two people in the distance. Tau figure. It's about to begin. Everyone looked at it carefully with expectant faces. Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara are currently among the top 3 in the Hokage chat group. One is at the quasi 6th level, and the other is invincible at the super shadow level. They are both powerful. Powerful. Far more powerful than them. So, except for Senju Tobirama and Hatake Kakashi, they all want to see how big the gap is between themselves and the 2 first-generation Hokage. Madara. Hasalama. Madara. Hasalama. In the distance, 2 figures shouted each other's names, and then rushed towards each other instantly, starting a competition of physical skills. Yagamai Ryosuke had never seen the battle between Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama before. Even he has never really seen these two people fight. After all, in the era when he was born, these two people were gone. So he was also quite interested in the battle between Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama. Although in his opinion, come on, both of them are quite weak. What a strong physical skill. I feel ashamed. Haha. Danzo, are you worthy of being compared with the 2 first-generation members? Is this the power of the first generation? Just physical skills alone make it difficult for people to keep up with their speed. I don't know how powerful they are when their true strength is revealed. Haha. It's probably going to be fast. My eldest brother and Uchiha Madara are pretty fast every time they fight. Tobira Masama, what does this fast mean? Battle rhythm. Oh. I see. The people watching the battle were communicating with each other. At this moment, the two parties fighting in the distance suddenly retreated a certain distance from each other. Then one used fire escape ninjutsu, and the other directly used wood escape to fight back. After the competition of physical skills, it was ninjutsu. And Uchiha Madara's fire release is obviously no match for Senju Hashirama's wood release. After several rounds of competition, there is always a loss but no win. Hasalama, I have to be serious. Uchiha Madara shouted, and instantly opened the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Boom! A purple giant rose from the ground. Wood escape. The art of wooden man. Wood escape. Wood dragon technique. The huge wooden man wrapped around the wooden dragon and rushed towards the purple Susanna on the opposite side with an invincible attitude. Boom! Boom! To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Fila Novel Network. Boom! Both sides fought again and again. The collision also shattered the surrounding earth. Cracks stretching for several kilometers were everywhere. Several nearby hills were blown apart. The other Hokages watching the battle were also excited, while sighing at the strength of the two first-generation goals. Strength, I was so excited that I had the urge to rush up and fight with them. Of course. It was just an impulse. Complete Susanoo. Immortal method. Would escape. Thousands of hands. Become a Buddha on top. Boom. Once thousands of hands are released, even Uchiha Madara's complete Susanoo can't stop it. In the chat group, Uchiha Madara doesn't have 9 tails, so he can't use his powerful weapon. Sanohu's strength is a bit worse. Facing Senju Hashirama, he can only be beaten. Even so, Uchiha Madara still chopped off hundreds of Shinsenju's arms. The huge 1,000-armed Buddha left several wounds that were hundreds of meters long. Then, the complete Susan was directly beaten to pieces. Hasalama, it's not over yet. Uchiha Madara's eyes flashed with a sharp look. The next second, he clapped his hands. Would escape. Wood clone technique. Bang bang bang, 6 wooden clones appeared around Uchiha Madara. Susanoo. Following, 6 wooden clones, plus Uchiha Madara's true body, once again displayed the complete Susanoo. 7 800-meter tall purple giants, taller than mountains, soared into the sky, coming from 7 directions. Kill the 1,000-armed Buddha that is more than 1,000 meters high. Would escape. Senju Tobirama looked at Uchiha Madara, who used wood release in surprise, and then his face darkened. I thought it was over, but I didn't expect Uchiha Madara to have a backup plan. Orochimaru smiled sinisterly, with a strange look in his eyes. In the distance, 7 complete Susanos fought against the Senju Buddha. Senju Hashirama shouted and used the big move of transforming into a Buddha from the top. This time he directly tried his best. Boom! 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 The battle lasted for several minutes. The 7 complete Susanos were destroyed. And only the 1,000-armed Buddha remained. A pile of wreckage. Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama once again fought for hundreds of rounds with taijutsu. In the end, Uchiha Madara was defeated by Senju Hashirama and had no choice but to lose the battle. 1. Senju Tobirama secretly breathed a sigh of relief. He was really afraid that his eldest brother would lose to Uchiha Madara. In that case, this Uchiha Madara would be a lot prouder. Fortunately, the chat group's combat power rankings are still very accurate. The second one is the second one. He will never lose to the third one. Unless the second one gives in. But as proud as Madara Uchiha, Senju Hashirama will definitely not be allowed to give in. For him, showing his true strength and fighting against the greatest respect for him is to fight him. In this way, even if he loses the battle, Uchiha Madara will only work harder to improve his strength in order to win back next time. Brush. Several rays of light flashed. Everyone, the consciousness projection bodies also disappeared into the martial arts arena space one after another. The fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato. What a wonderful battle. After watching the battle between the two first-generation goals, I realized how powerful the real Super Shadow level is. In comparison, as a quasi-Super Shadow level like mine, the gap is still very big. 6th Hokage Hatake Kakashi. Although I have seen Uchiha Madara's power before, seeing it again is still shocking. The 4th Hokage Hatake Sakumo. Yes. The fight between the Super Shadow level Invincible and the quasi-6th level is simply earth-shattering. Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. The two first-generation Hokage are certainly powerful, but I am actually more curious about Mr. Ryosuke's strength. 6th Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai. Curious? How about a walk around the martial arts arena? Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. No, no, no. I am no match for you, Mr. Ryosuke, let me forget it. 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama. Haha. Madara, I am the winner after all. The 1st Hokage Uchiha Madara. You just defeated me temporarily. When my Samsara Eye awakens, it will be easy to defeat you. 2nd generation Hokage Senju Tobirama Uchiha Madara. You don't think that you alone will make progress, do you? 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama. What's Ryosuke's strength? Actually, I'm also very curious. How about we go to the martial arts arena and have a fight? 6th generation Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai. Are you sure? 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama. Haha. Of course. In fact, I also want to experience the feeling of failure like Madara. 1st Hokage Uchiha Madara Hashirama, you are such a dog. The 6th Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai. Okay. I'll satisfy you, let's go to the fighting arena, and you can choose the environment. 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama. Then it's better to be the same as before. Come on, come on. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 287. Just coming out of the martial arts arena, everyone was still sighing at how powerful the two first-generation targets were. When they saw that the two top guys ranked first and second in the group were also about to fight, suddenly everyone's eyes lit up. In fact, they have long been curious about how strong Yagamai Ryosuke is. You should be able to see part of it today, right? Martial arts arena space. It's still that Gobi environment. The battle scenes in the martial arts arena can be chosen by both parties. Senju Hashirama still chose the Gobi scene. The main reason is that the scene has a good view and is very friendly to spectators. As rays of light descended, the consciousness projections of each Hokage in the group also appeared in this martial arts arena space one after another. It started. It started. I've long wanted to see Mr. Ryosuke's strength. I wonder how long Hashirama-sama can last. Everyone looked into the distance excitedly. As two figures appeared, the battle began. You can just turn on the fairy mode and enlarge your moves, that's what I say, just use the same power of the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan as Madara before. Using the Rinnegan and the like is a bit bullying. Ryosuke Yagamai, wearing the robe of the 6th Hokage, stood on the Gobi desert and said loudly to the Senju Hashirama in the distance. No problem. Senju Hashirama also knew that there was a huge difference in strength between the two, so he did not hesitate and directly turned on the Sage mode, and then shouted and used the celestial technique. Would release. Really thousands of hands. Boom. Thousands of meters high. The 1,000-armed Buddha rises from the ground. The terrifying power of 387 is enough to scare a large number of shadow-level experts to death. Coming. Is it really a big move like thousands of moves from the beginning? Everyone on the cliff in the distance looked expectantly. Madara Uchiha also opened the 3 Megatama and carefully observed the movements of Ryosuke Yagamai opposite Senju Hashirama. This is, the power of the eternal Mangekyo Sharinan. Uchiha Madara nodded secretly. Then he saw a terrifying black Susan rising from the ground. This is, Susanoo. Uchiha Madara, how big is your Susanoo? Everyone looked at Uchiha Madara, looking shocked. Uchiha Madara was also full of questions. I haven't seen Susanoo like this either, he said in a deep voice. In the distant sky, a black Susanoo with a height of tens of thousands of meters appeared in everyone's sight, almost blocking out the sky. Ryosuke Yagamai appeared between the black Susanoo's eyebrows with his hands in his hands. The bonus to the power of the pupil technique is still too great, he muttered in a low voice. Then the black Susanoo held a hand against the void. Boom! The surrounding air was distorted, and the black flame turned into a sword tens of thousands of meters long. Gudu! Standing on the head of the Senju Buddha, Senju Hashirama couldn't help but swallow. Coming soon. Yagamai. Ryosuke said calmly. Bring it on. Senju Hashirama shouted loudly. Immortal method. Would escape. Transform into a giant at the top. He shouted, and thousands of arms of the thousand-armed Buddha suddenly hit the black Susanoo opposite. Calf. Destroy. The black Susanoo raised his sword with one hand and slashed it down. The terrifying power was released. In an instant, he split open the real thousand-armed Buddha between the Senju pillars, then split the earth, and directly split open the planet that was no smaller than the ninja world that appeared in the entire fighting field space. Rumble. The end is coming. The earth is crumbling. Magma surges out of the ground. The sea is overturned. Countless terrifying cracks appeared on the surface of the entire planet. Follow. Boom. The planet exploded instantly. Everyone watching the battle stared at the scene blankly. The exploding planet did not affect them, because they were actually illusory projections at this time, floating directly in the void. Surrounded by the debris left behind after the planet exploded. Pieces of planets, large and small. And the 10,000-meter-tall black Susanoo still stood quietly in the void. Like a god or a devil. Brush. Everyone was immediately teleported out of the martial arts arena space. In the chat group. After a brief silence, the screen was immediately flooded. The fourth Hokage Orochimaru, it's really, what a terrifying power. The third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen planet, got busted. Sixth Hokage Kakashi Hatake, suddenly it seemed like Kaguya Itsutsuki was just like that. Second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama, it can't be described, I can only say, too strong. The first Hokage Uchiha Madara Hashirama, does it feel like failure? First Hokage Senju Hashirama, do you believe me when I say I didn't react? I just made a move, and then nothing happened. Madara, I suddenly envy you. At least you can fight me for that long before losing. The first Hokage Uchiha Madara, what the hell? The sixth Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai, ouch. I accidentally blew up the planet with just a little force. It really didn't take a hit. First Hokage Senju Hashirama, what an accident. First Hokage Uchiha Madara, what an accident. The second Hokage Senju Tobirama, what an accident. Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo, what a good one. The sixth Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai, are you repeaters? Besides, I'm telling the truth. First Hokage Senju Hashirama, what a truth to tell. Nidame Hokage Senju Tobirama, brother, that's enough, stop playing. First Hokage Uchiha Madara, I have a question, why is your Susanoo so big? Oh. Seeing the question raised by Madara Uchiha in the group, everyone else was also looking forward to how Yagamai Ryosuke would answer. After all, the 10,000-meter Susan. They are also very curious. The sixth Hokage Ryosuke Yagamai, it's simple, because I am too strong. The first Hokage Uchiha Madara. When I type a question mark, it doesn't mean that I have a problem, it means that you have a problem. What the hell is too strong? I've never heard of someone who is so powerful that he can make Susanoo grow bigger. If you want to read cool novels, go to Fila Novel Network. Isn't that about eye power? 6th Hokage Yagami Ryusuke. To be honest, my eye power is too strong. No matter what kind of eye technique it is, it will be greatly increased. In addition, the chakra in the body of a god-level strongman is divine. The quality of chakra is too high. Is that so? Uchiha Madara thought carefully. If you think about it carefully, it seems that what Ryusuke Yagami said is correct. The power of the pupils is too strong, so Susanoo's size becomes extremely large. And that divine chakra? Although I don't know how powerful it is. But being able to be named God shows how powerful he is. Okay. Uchiha Madara reluctantly accepted this statement. It is indeed because Ryusuke Yagami is too strong. That's why his Susanoo is so huge. In the Hokage's office, Ryusuke Yagami smiled and looked at the reactions of the people in the group. Do I have to tell you that the reason why my Susanoo is so huge is because I have a lot of entries about the power bonus of pupil techniques? Ryusuke Yagami thought with a smile in his heart. But this fighting arena space is really quite good. Many people in the group have actually never been convinced by the chat group's combat power rankings. For example, Sarutobi Hiruzen. He was very unconvinced before that he was always at the bottom. Although he is not at the bottom now. But he is still unconvinced. Why am I ranked after Heitake Sakumo? And the existence of the martial arts arena is to allow these group members who are not convinced by the combat power rankings to prove their abilities. But there is a high probability that it will only prove how accurate the chat group's combat power rankings are. The ranking of combat effectiveness is correct. But that's fine too. At least let them be convinced by the combat power rankings instead of clamoring all day that the rankings are wrong and they are no weaker than others. However, today, no one will want to enter the martial arts arena to compete. Mainly because Ryusuke Yagami in front gave them too much excitement. I still can't digest it for a while. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. By the way, what did each of you receive as a reward today? Second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama. I get angry when I talk about this. I don't know what happened to this chat group, but they actually gave me a genin level experience in the 3-body technique. As a great Hokage, I will need a genin level experience. Do you have experience in the 3-body art? 6th Hokage Heitake Kakashi. I got a collector's edition of the novel, which is pretty good. The 4th Hokage Heitake Sakumo. A ninja sword, but it's just a very ordinary ninja sword. Sandaime Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. 3 detonating talismans, not bad. The 4th Hokage Orochimaru. Haha. I received a brand new white coat. Sandaime Hokage Shimura Danzo. You seem to be unlucky, but I received a scroll of the C-level ninjutsu Go Fireball Jutsu. The 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato. Well, I am a first-generation diaper, maybe I can use it for my future children. The 1st Hokage Uchiha Madara. Akunao, Hasalama, what did you get yourself? First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Haha. It turns out that you are also unlucky. What I said, it's a B-level ninjutsu scroll. A certain parallel ninja world, in the land of the Senju clan. Senju Hashirama looked at the 2 dice in his hand, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. Of course. He would never say that he only received 2 ordinary dice, so he told a little lie. Well, Senju Hashirama felt that he was being clever. He was definitely not telling the truth because he was ashamed of what he had received. Moreover, others might also lie, such as Danzo Shimura. Senju Hashirama analyzed with a serious look on his face. The 1st Hokage Uchiha Madara. Ryusuke Yagami, 6th generation, what did you receive? 2nd Hokage Senju Tobirama. I'm very curious. The 6th generation has always had good luck. The points he signed in every day before were always above 80. I think he got something good this time, right? 6th Hokage Ryusuke Yagami. I had no luck today, I only got a coupon for Shibara Ichiraku Ramen. 6th Hokage Heitake Kakashi, are you a coupon for Ichiraku Ramen? This is quite useful, at least you save money. 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama, haha. Kakashi, do you think Ryosuke will be short of money? But Ryosuke, your luck today is really average. 6th generation Hokage Yagami Ryosuke, it doesn't matter, anyway, with this function that rewards 1.5 points a day, I probably won't get anything good. 1st Hokage Uchiha Madara, indeed, this new function depends too much on luck. The 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, have any of you been to the Tongton Bridge? The 4th Hokage Heitake Sakumo, I tried it once. The opponent on the first level was a Konoha genin, a man named Konohamaru. 6th generation Hokage Heitake Kakashi Konohamaru. Isn't that the 3rd generation's grandson? Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Is my grandson called Konohamaru? 2nd generation Hokage Senju Tobirama. Monkey, are you planning to train your grandson to become Hokage? Sandame Hokage Shimura Danzo, haha. Hiruzen, you do have some ideas. Don't you still want to continue to control the power of the village? Sandame Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, I didn't, I'm not, Danzo, don't talk nonsense. Tongtien Bridge. The opponent on the first level turned out to be Konohamaru, which was interesting. Yakami Ryosuke's consciousness clicked on the Tongtien Bridge function in the chat group, and then his consciousness came to a white space. The ground and sky here are both white. There is a spinning wheel not far away in front of him. The golden portal. Step into it and you will see the Tongtien Bridge. There is a black pillar next to the portal. In the world surrounded by white, this black pillar is very conspicuous. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 288. Tongtien Kiao Space. Ryosuke Yagami walked to the black pillar. I found that there were already 2 names on it. Heitake Sakumo, 1st floor. Orochimaru, level 1. Have you only tried the waters on the 1st floor? Ryosuke Yagami muttered. At this moment, Orochimaru's name, which was ranked 2nd on the pillar, suddenly moved to the top, pushing Heitake Sakumo to the 2nd position. Orochimaru, 2nd level. Oh. Orochimaru is still inside Taoshin Kiao. Ryosuke Yagami was not in a hurry to go in, so he just stood outside and watched. At this moment, someone else entered the Tongtien Kiao space. 6th generation. The people who came are Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara, as well as the big light bulb Senju Tobirama. You are here. Ryosuke Yagami nodded to the 3 of them, and then the 4 of them stood outside the entrance of Tongtien Bridge, looking at the rankings on the black pillars in front of them. Orochimaru, the 3rd level. Oh. It looks like the first few levels shouldn't be difficult. Senju Tobirama said in analysis. More than a minute later. Orochimaru, the 4th floor. It doesn't seem difficult. Uchiha Spot nodded, then walked directly into the portal and disappeared. Eh? Why is Madara so anxious? Senju Hashirama muttered, and then he followed closely and walked in. You don't want to go? Ryosuke Yagami looked at Senju Tobirama and asked. Senju Tobirama shook his head. Let me consider, he said. At this time, other Hokage also came in one after another. They first looked at the names on the black pillars outside for a while, and then impatiently entered the interior of Tongtien Bridge to break through. Night Kami Ryosuke and Senju Tobirama, the old gods, continued to stay outside and watch the rankings. Uchiha Madara, who had entered before, had now squeezed out Orochimaru, who was ranked 1st among the 14, and had passed the 13th floor. However, after the 10th floor, everyone's speed obviously slowed down. It used to be able to enter the 1st floor in about a minute. Now it takes at least 5 or 6 minutes, or even longer. Very quickly, the first one failed. The person came out. It was Kakashi. His strength was the weakest in the chat group. His strength at the early stage of the shadow level was really average. Therefore, he was also the first to fail and exit Tongten Kiao. Kakashi Hatake, level 1-2. Come out. Ryosuke Yagami looked at Kakashi, who came out, and asked, "How do you feel? What rewards did you get?" Hearing this, Kakashi smiled and said, "It's pretty good. The first 10 floors are quite simple, but starting from the 11th floor, the opponent's strength has reached the shadow level. On the 12th floor, I met another me, the opponent's strength is about the same as mine, and I only won by luck. The opponent on the 13th floor is Uchiha Sasuke. I couldn't defeat Uchiha Sasuke with Kaleidoscope activated. As for rewards, the first 10 levels all give points, 100 for the first level, 200 for the second level, and so on. Starting from the 11th level, not only points are given, but there are also additional rewards. I got an A-level Thunder Escape Ninjutsu on the 11th floor. On level 12 I got this." As he said that, Kakashi's eyes suddenly turned into a pair of single Megatama Sharingan. Sharingan. Senju Tobirama's eyes couldn't help but narrowed. Yes, and it is a Sharingan that can be used freely. It is completely different from my previous situation. Not only does it not have any burden, but it can also improve my strength," Kakashi said. Just as he was talking, Shimura Danzo also withdrew from Tongten Bridge. In the end, he only made it to the 14th floor. He failed to defeat the enemies on the 15th floor. Then Sarutobi Hizen and Hatake Sakumo were also kicked out of the Tongtian Bridge. They had gone further than Shimura Danzo. But they stopped at the 16th floor. After Sarutobi Hiruzen came out, he looked at the ranking on the black pillar. Seeing that he was also on the 16th floor, but ranked below Hatake Sakumo, he couldn't help but frowned. "This chat group, is he targeting me?" Sarutobi Hiruzen felt quite unhappy. At this time, Orochimaru also withdrew from Tongtian Bridge. He successfully made it to the 20th floor, but failed on the 21st floor. Because the opponent on the 21st floor is the Super Shadow level Gatekeeper, the Sandaime Raikage. When the Sandaime Raikage explodes with all his strength can reach the Super Shadow level. Even if it's just the Super Movie level threshold. But he still broke through the ninjas reincarnated from Orochimaru's dirty land, and then blew his head off. The whole process took less than half a minute. The main reason is that the Sandaime Raikage in Tongten Kiao is full of firepower as soon as he comes up. Orochimaru was beaten to death before he had time to escape. Good harvest. Ryosuke Yagami looked at Orochimaru, who had just come out. Orochimaru also smiled and nodded. His harvest was indeed good. Because there were extra rewards starting from the 11th floor, and Orochimaru made it to the 20th floor. The rewards he received on the 20th floor were related to scientific research, which could be applied to his cloning technology. It was of great help to Orochimaru. And the previous rewards could only enrich his methods. It was better than nothing. Of course, the points are pretty good too. The point reward for clearing the first level of Tongtian Kiao is 100 points, the second level is 200 points, and so on. The points for the 11th level become 2000 points. 11th the second level is 3000 points, and the 13th level is 4000 points. After clearing Orochimaru on the 20th level, I got a total of 70,500 points. As a newcomer who just joined the chat group, I earned more than 70,000 points in one fell swoop. Orochimaru, of course. Maru is happy. Minato-kun should be coming out soon. Orochimaru said faintly. Sure enough. As soon as he finished speaking, Fengman exited the Tongtian Bridge. His final result was to clear the 21st floor. However, considering Namikaze Minato's current quasi-super cage level strength, coupled with the Flying Thunder God technique that is just enough to restrain the Sandaime Raikage, It is possible for him to defeat the strong with the weak and surpass the level to kill the Sandaime Raikage who is at the threshold of the Super Shadow level. Of course, this situation does not always succeed. All I can say is, to read cool novels, go to Fila Novel Network. The chance is quite good, but not 100%. And this time, Namikaze Minato's luck was obviously good. He successfully killed the person on the 21st floor, the Sandaime Raikage. And the reward for the 21st floor is 20,000 points. Therefore, just for the basic reward for clearing the sky bridge on the 21st floor, Minato Namikaze got 90,500 points. The harvest is very impressive. And more, what's important is that the additional rewards at the 21st level have allowed Namikaze Minato's strength to move from the quasi-super shadow level to the threshold of the super shadow level. Now, the rating on his group business card has gone from the quasi-super shadow level to the super shadow level. The shadow level has become the early stage of super shadow level. The improvement is not small. Minato, you actually cleared the 21st floor. Heitake Sakumo looked at Namikaze Minato exiting Tongton Bridge in surprise. On the 21st floor, that was a super shadow level enemy. I didn't expect that Namikaze Minato, who was only about to be a super shadow level, could win. Just a fluke. Namikaze Minato said modestly. I'll try it too. At this time, Chienshu Tobijian, who had been watching, also said something, and then stepped into the entrance of Tongtian Bridge. Teacher Tobirama also went in. With Teacher Tobirama's strength, it shouldn't be a problem to get through the 25th floor. Danzo Shimura said. Danzo, are you looking down on Tobirama-sensei? I think Tobirama-sensei is fully capable of reaching the 29th floor. Sarutobi Hiruzen on the side glanced at him lightly and said. Shimura Danzo glanced at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a cold look in his eyes, and then said nothing. Originally, he still had feelings for Sarutobi Hiruzen, Yoi's teammate. I have a good feeling. Because the Sarutobi Hiruzen of his world died too early, their friendship is still very pure. But since joining the chat group, in just half a day, Shimura Danzo has begun to hate it, and even he hated Hiruzen Sarutobi in this group. At this time, Danzo was even a little lucky. Fortunately, Hiruzen Sarutobi in his own world died early. Otherwise, not only would he not be able to become the Hokage, but he would also be lucky. I am afraid that Hiruzen Sarutobi from his own world will turn against him in the future. The mutual hostility between Danzo and Hiruzen Sarutobi did not attract the attention of others. After all, Danzo Shimura had just joined this chat group not long ago, but it is true that there has been a lot of unhappiness with Hiruzen Sarutobi, an old man who joined half a month ago. The two had a big quarrel before. So now they just exchange a few words, but it is nothing special. However, Hiruzen Sarutobi, who is in his prime at this age, is really in poor shape. If it were an older version of Hiruzen Sarutobi, he would definitely not be so direct against Danzo Shimura. Instead, he would deliberately get closer to Danzo Shimura, okay. Seeking benefits. After all, Shimura Danzo, who just joined the group, had a good impression of Sarutobi Hiruzen at first. Unfortunately, Sarutobi Hiruzen himself missed this excellent opportunity. There is one less person to share with him in the chat group. Allies advancing and retreating. More than half an hour later, Senju Tobirama, who had just entered Tongtian Bridge, also retreated from Tongtian Bridge. Senju Tobirama entered Tongtian Bridge for more than half an hour in total, and he spent less than 6 seconds on the first 10 floors. He cleared the level in minutes. The next 10 floors took nearly 15 minutes. And in the end, Senju Tobirama failed on the 26th floor. But with his strength, he could reach the 20th floor. The 6th floor is already very valuable. After all, The enemies on the 26th floor are 3 opponents with Super Shadow level late stage strength. Senju Tobirama tried his best, but finally died in the hands of these 3 enemies. But he held on for at least 2 or 3 minutes, which is already very powerful. And now, only Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama are still able to break through the Tongtian Bridge. But Uchiha Madara is about to reach his limit 087. He made it all the way to the 30th floor. It took him nearly 20 minutes to pass the 30th floor, and now he is on the 31st floor. The enemy he faces is Uchiha Sasuke, who is in the early stage of the 6th path. It was Sasuke who opened the one-eyed Rinnegan. In the early stage of 6 paths level, this was not the limit of Uchiha Sasuke. After all, after the 6 path sage tricked Sasuke, the strength of the two of them reached the middle stage of 6 paths level. As for how 2 mid-level 6 paths defeated Kaguya Itsutsuki, the peak strength of the 6 paths level? Haha. Who makes Kaguya Itsutsuki only have high panel data, but her actual combat ability is so low? In addition, Naruto's move to reverse the harem, this technique led to a huge comeback. Only then did they two little guys in the middle of the 6th path level come back against the wind and defeat Kaguya Itsutsuki, who was at the peak of the 6th path level. Uchiha Madara is going to lose, Senju Tobirama said with a smile. Although he did not reach the 31st level, he knew that the enemies on the 31st level were definitely at the 6th path level. And Uchiha Madara was even a Senju who was quasi 6th level. He can't even beat Hashirama, let alone the real 6 paths level. But, is this really the case? The corners of Yagami Ryosuke's mouth curled up slightly. He had discovered something before others noticed. That is the strength of Uchiha Madara, who has reached the mid-6th level without knowing it. Yes. In the chat group's business card, Uchiha Madara's strength rating is already at the mid-6th level. As for why such a change occurred? Yagami Ryosuke guessed that Uchiha Madara should have received the reward of accelerating the awakening of the Samsara Eye among the rewards at Tongtian Bridge. At this moment, his Samsara Eye should have awakened. That's why the strength will increase dramatically. With the strength of the mid-6th level, it shouldn't be a problem to break through the 35th floor. Ryosuke Yagami thought to himself. Sure enough. It's just like Ryosuke Yagami guessed. Madara Uchiha, who clearly took nearly 20 minutes to clear the level on the 30th floor before. This time on the 31st floor, he unexpectedly it only took less than 7 minutes to complete the level. How can this be? The smile on Senju Tobirama's face froze. At this time, someone also discovered the change in Uchiha Madara's strength, and then told the news. Uchiha Madara has squeezed out Hashirama-sama and is now second in the combat power rankings. The strength rating has also reached the mid-6th level. Namikaze Minato said in surprise. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 289. Why did Uchiha Madara's strength increase so quickly? Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't understand. He had just threatened that Uchiha Madara couldn't break through the Senju Tobirama on the 31st floor. At this time, he seemed to understand something. It's the Samsara Eye, Senju Tobirama said. Uchiha Madara should have received the reward of the Samsara Eyes among the rewards on the 30th level, which allowed him to successfully awaken these immortal eyes, so his strength increased dramatically. Reincarnation Eye? It turns out it's because of the Reincarnation Eye? Everyone suddenly realized it. What followed was envy. They also want to increase their strength. They also want to have the Reincarnation Eye. Unfortunately, they are not Uchiha Madara and cannot transplant it. The Reincarnation Eye can be awakened by tapping Hashirama's cells. And if they buy it from the group mall, the price of 750,000 points is not something they can afford. So, it seems that they can only be envious. Out. In the Tongtian Kiao space, a figure suddenly appeared in the golden portal at the entrance. It was Uchiha Madara. Samsara Eye. It is indeed the Samsara Eye. As soon as Madara Uchiha appeared, everyone noticed his purple Samsara eyes. These eyes were so obvious that it was difficult not to notice them. 36th floor, just a little bit close. Uchiha Madara glanced at his ranking on the black pillar. At this time, his position had squeezed out Senju Hashirama and ranked first. Uchiha Madara, floor 35. Senju Hashirama, the 32nd floor. Yes. Senju Hashirama has also passed through the 32nd floor and is still fighting on the 33rd floor. However, Senju Hashirama's strength rating in his business card is the early stage of 6 paths. Not as good as Uchiha Madara. Therefore, he advances slower than Uchiha Madara. At this moment, Uchiha Madara has already broken through the 35th floor and came out, but Senju Hashirama is still fighting to the death on the 33rd floor. With Senju Hashirama's strength, there would be no problem in getting through the 31st and 32nd floors. But the opponents on the 33rd floor were very strong, even Senju Hashirama would have a hard time fighting. There is no hope of winning even. After all, Senju Hashirama is different from Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara transplanted Hashirama cells in advance, and his pair of eternal kaleidoscope Sharingan eyes have been evolving, but it just takes time to awaken the Samsara Eye. The reward on the 30th level allowed him to cross this intervening time and awaken the Samsara Eye in advance. Only then did the strength suddenly increase. Senju Hashirama does not have such special treatment. His strength is gradually improved. Soon, just 3 minutes after Uchiha Madara left Tongtian Bridge, Senju Hashirama also retreated from Tongtian Bridge. In the end, he failed to break through the 33rd floor. It stopped at the achievement of the 32nd floor. Senju Hashirama, who had just come out of Tongtian Bridge, found that everyone was looking at him and couldn't help scratching his head in confusion. "What are you all looking at me doing?" Senju Hashirama asked with a smile. "Hasalama, I finally beat you once." At this time, Uchiha Madara also came out of the crowd. Looking at Senju Hashirama in front of him, he was very excited. This was the first time he had defeated Senju Hashirama. In the past years, in addition to competing for the first generation Hokage, at that time, because Senju Hashirama took the initiative to give in, he was allowed to sit outside this position. Other times, he seemed to be suppressed by Senju Hashirama. But today, he finally surpassed Senju Hashirama in turn. Time. Even if his strength is not the best in this chat group, in Uchiha Madara's view, he has already won. Anyway, he never regarded Ryusuke Yagamai as his own opponent. The gap between the two is really too big. Just like a genin would not regard Uchiha Madara as his opponent. When the gap is too big to a certain extent, you will have no intention of catching up. However, this is only for now. Now Uchiha Madara has also entered the 6th level. And his strength is still in the middle of the 6th level. As long as he works hard and steadily improves, his strength will break through to the late 6th level, and even the peak of the 6th level. By that time, Uchiha Madara is qualified to take Yagamai Ryusuke as his goal. As for Yagamai Ryusuke will also improve. Of course Uchiha Madara knows, but his foundation is too high. He wants to make great achievements. Going one step further, it's too difficult. At least, that's what Uchiha Madara thinks. Maybe when his strength reaches the peak of the 6th path, or even becomes invincible at the 6th path, Yagamai Ryusuke's strength will only advance to a small level. That's all. In that case, wouldn't the gap between them be narrowed? Madara, what are you talking about? Senju Hashirama asked in confusion. Uchiha Madara smiled and pointed at the black pillar over there. Senju Hashirama turned around and looked over, and saw that his name was not ranked first. And the person in first place turned out to be Madara Uchiha. Madara, your strength, etc. What happened to your eyes? Senju Hashirama, who reacted slowly, seemed to realize that Uchiha Madara's eyes were no longer Sharingan, but turned into a pair of purple Rinnegan eyes. My samsara eye has awakened. Uchiha Madara said with a proud look. He rarely had the opportunity to show off in front of Senju Hashirama. Why didn't he seize this opportunity and show off properly? Ah! So fast! Senju Hashirama said in surprise. To read cool novels, go to Fila Novel Network. At this time, Senju Hashirama on the side also opened his mouth to explain, lest his stupid elder brother continue to be stupid. So, Madara awakened his samsara eye in advance because of the reward in Tongtian Bridge. Senju Hashirama finally understood, and then he laughed and congratulated Uchiha Madara. Madara, you have defeated me this time. Senju. Hashirama smiled and patted Uchiha Madara's shoulder, and hugged his neck. How is it, not having enough? He asked with a smile. That's it? Uchiha Madara said arrogantly. Haha. However, Madara, you must not be complacent. Maybe I will run ahead of you again soon. Senju Hashirama laughed and said. Cut. In your dreams. Uchiha Madara turned his head, but there was a vague feeling in his heart, as if it was possible that Ront Hashirama could really overtake him again. No, I can't slack off. Since I have already surpassed Hasalama, it is impossible. He was overtaken by Hashirama again. Uchiha Madara felt a sense of urgency in his heart, and the trace of pride that had just risen disappeared in an instant. Okay, now that you've all made it through, it's time for me. Ryosuke Yagamai was also walking towards the entrance of Tongtian Bridge at this time. Hearing this, the others looked expectantly. Brush. Ryosuke Yagamai walked into the entrance of Tongtian Bridge and was instantly teleported there. In an underground cave. Level breaker, defeat me and you can enter the next level. At this time, a figure came out from the darkness in front. It was the grown-up Konohamaru. Oh! Isn't he a dull puppet? Ryosuke Yagamai looked at the adult version of Konohamaru with winter eyes in front of him with some surprise. Before, he thought these gatekeepers were dull puppets. Now it seems that he underestimated this Tongtan Kiao functional. But Konohamaru, who is only a Chuyunin, is this first level too simple? After all, this is also the Hokage chat group. The strength of the members in the group starts at the film level. No matter how weak I am still in the early stage of Kage level. You want me to be a Chuyunin? Isn't this giving away points for free? No wonder there are no additional rewards for the first 10 floors. Love is a welfare level. Breaker, are you ready? Adult Konohamaru asked. The next second, poof. A mini Rasengan flew out from Yagamai Ryosuke's fingertips instantly, blowing the adult Konohamaru's head. Poof. The body fell to the ground. At the same time, Ryosuke Yagamai also received a 100-point clearance reward. Brush. The others disappeared again and were then teleported to another, Wang Li's, larger underground cave. Breakers, defeat us. Boom. 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 3 more headless corpses fell. The 3 adult Konohamaru are gone. Ryosuke Yagamai received a 200-point clearance reward and was teleported to the cave on the 3rd floor. The challenge locations on the first 10 floors of Tongtian Bridge are all in underground caves, but as the number of floors increases, the space of the underground caves also expands. At the same time, except for the first 3 floors, Ryosuke Yagamai met 1 adult Konohamaru, 3 adult Konohamaru and 10 adult Konohamaru. Starting from the 4th level, he encountered the special Jounin Height, then the 3-month-long Height, and the 10-month high speed. Following the 3 levels of 7, 8, and 9, there was 1 Sarutobi Asuma, 3 Sarutobi Asuma, and 10 Sarutobi Asuma. On the final 10th floor, the opponent became the elite Jonin level Maruhoshi Kasuki-jun. From the beginning to the end, Ryosuke Yagami only used the mini Rasengan to clear the first 10 floors. No one can let him use a second move or change his attack method. After all, the strongest Maruhoshi Kasuke has the strength of an elite Jounin. There was no way to get Ryosuke Yagami to be a little more serious. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 290. Tongtian Bridge, in white space. Everyone gathered here, their eyes fixed on the black pillar. Ryosuke Yagami, the 10th floor. We have passed the 10th floor, so fast. Namikaze Minato exclaimed. When he passed through the first 10 floors before, he was not so fast. After all, he is the strongest one in our group and can easily explode stars with one strike. The first 10 levels are too easy for him. Kinja Tobirama said seriously. I think the first 30 floors are no problem for the 6th generation, and they can easily pass through them. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded in agreement with an envious expression. He also seems to have such invincible strength. On the other side, when all the Hokage were filled with emotion and paying attention to Yagami Ryosuke's progress in Tongtian Bridge, Yagami Ryosuke also met his opponent on the 11th floor. On the 11th floor, the enemy's strength reached the shadow level. Although it was only the early stage of the shadow level, it was far from comparable to the previous 10 levels. This time, his opponent is Kakashi. Yes, it's Kakashi Hatake. And he became Kakashi after becoming the 6th generation. I wonder how Kakashi felt when he hit him. Ryosuke Yagami was thinking, but there was no pause in his movements. Defeat me and you can boom. A mini Rasengan the size of a marble instantly blew Kakashi's head open. With a pop, the body fell. And Yagami Ryosuke also easily cleared the 11th level. Received a basic reward of 2000 points. And a chakra reward equivalent to Jounin level. That's it? Ryosuke Yagami was teleported to the 12th floor without changing his expression. The enemy on this level is Hatake Kakashi, who is in the early stages of 3 cage levels. Boom. 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 3 heads exploded one after another. Ryosuke Yagami once again used the mini Rasengan to easily pass the level. Get 3000 points and a ninjutsu, Chidori. But Ryosuke Yagami already knows this stuff. Will Tongtian Kiao give him the ninjutsu he learned? Don't you want to give a reward? Ryosuke Yagami was very skeptical. Immediately, he was teleported to the 13th floor again. Unexpectedly, the enemy on this floor is not 10 Hatake Kakashi, but 1 Orochimaru. Orochimaru during the Second Ninja War. Strength, mid-stage 990 shadow level. A blue mini Rasengan the size of a marble at Ryosuke Yagami's fingertip instantly turned into a blue light and disappeared, and then Orochimaru's head exploded with a bang. Continue to pass the level in seconds. This time Ryosuke Yagami received a basic reward of 4000 points, as well as a very common blood successor reward, and he could choose one of 3 blood successor limits. As for which 3 types? They were all rubbish anyway, rubbish blood successors that Yagami Ryosuke had never even heard of. He chose one at random and got a blood inheritance potion. The blood inheritance limit can be obtained by injection. Certainly. He can also choose to obtain the blood inheritance limit directly. But Ryosuke Yagami doesn't need this kind of garbage. After getting it, he sold it directly to Kun Mall and got a measly 5000 points. Can this thing still sell for 5,000? Ryosuke Yagami was very surprised. He thought it could only be sold for 2 to 3,000. Unexpectedly, the value of this thing in the chat group was quite high. Is it because the value of the blood successor is only 5,000? Ryo Yagamai, I thought to myself. The 15th, 16th, and 17th floors followed. Ryosuke Yagamai passed all levels easily. Soon, they were killing each other all the way and reached the 30th floor. The strength of the enemies on this level has reached Super Shadow level invincibility and is very powerful. However, the enemy on this level, unexpectedly, is not Uchiha Madara from the Eternal Mangekyo Sharinan period. It's Senju Hashirama, who is in the Super Shadow level invincible state. In this state, Senju Hashirama is no different from the original Senju Hashirama except that he doesn't know Immortal Technique, Wood Release, and True Thousand Hands. No wonder Uchiha Madara took so long to clear this level before. Spiral Will Danger. Yakami Ryosuke finally stopped using the mini Rasengan this time. He was seen high in the air, a black ball appeared in the palm of his hand, and a white star-like ring-like substance surrounded the black ball. Yagamai Ryosuke stretched out his hand and threw it, and a black light flashed by. He only had time to use the Bokujin technique to block the Senju Hashirama in front, and the surrounding area of nearly 100 kilometers was wiped out in an instant. In the scorching white light, Ryosuke Yagamai received his reward. Basic points, plus a blood succession promotion reward. What a pity. This blood succession promotion reward was used by him on Ice Escape. This made Yagamai Ryosuke's Ice Escape has become stronger. It has vaguely reached the level of elimination of blood successors. However, for Yagamai Ryosuke, this is just like that, and it does not make him care too much. The next second, Ryosuke Yagamai was teleported to the 31st floor of Tongtian Bridge. The opponents on this floor had already reached the early stage of the Six Paths level. However, Ryosuke Yagamai still just threw a spiral wheel and easily killed him instantly. Defeated his opponent. The 31st floor, cleared. The 32nd floor, cleared. The 33rd floor, cleared. The 40th floor, cleared. Another 10th floor, cleared easily by Ryosuke Yagamai. Even if it was an enemy with invincible strength at the Six Paths level, Yagamai Ryosuke could easily kill him instantly with just one move, the Big Spiral Rinyu. Because his chakra is a chakra of higher quality than the chakra of a god, so as a result the Big Spiral Wheel of Energy, even the 6th-level invincible existence, cannot withstand its damage, and it is an irreparable damage. Instant kill, naturally it is easy. After clearing the 40th floor, Yagamai Ryosuke got another. He received a blood successor promotion reward. He continued to use it on Ice Escape, allowing Ice Escape to reach the blood successor snare level. Then, he was teleported to the 41st floor. The battle area on the 41st floor was moved. Arriving in space, under our feet was the planet we fought before. The black planet gave off a faint ominous aura. And Ryosuke Yagamai's enemy this time had also reached the entry-level god level. Defeat me and you can proceed to the next level. This god-level strongman of the Itsutsuki clan said proudly to Ryosuke Yagamai, who came to break through. But the next second, Golden Wheel reincarnation explodes. A piercing sword light instantly split it in half, and then the two halves of the body were directly crushed into slag. Instant kill. Level 41, cleared. Yagamai Ryosuke silently looked at what he had obtained rewards. Base reward of 200,000 points. And, another opportunity for blood inheritance promotion. However, Ice Escape has already been upgraded to the blood successor snare level and cannot be improved any further. This time, Ryosuke Yagamai changed to Wood Release. Then Mudun was also promoted to the blood successor snare level. Brush. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Filu Novel Network. His figure disappeared into the battle space on the 41st floor. Once again, he came deeper into the starry sky and appeared near a satellite. On the 42nd floor, Ryosuke Yagamai's enemy was the Itsutsuki from the previous 41st floor, but this time there were 3 of them. Golden Will reincarnation explodes. Ryosuke Yagamai opened his reincarnation eye, and still used a Golden Will reincarnation blast, killing 3 people on the opposite side in an instant. 300,000 points. Plus a divine chakra boost for entry-level gods. In an instant. Ryosuke Yagamai, the quality of chakra in the body increased by 50 times, big. Yes, because the chakra in Ryosuke Yagamai's body was not actually converted into divine chakra at the beginning. It was because of the addition of entries that it became this height. And now, Tongtian Kiao directly rewarded him with a divine chakra equivalent to the entry-level divine chakra, which allowed Yagamai Ryosuke's own chakra quality to be assimilated and raised to the height of divine chakra. In this way, the quality of the divine chakra in Ryosuke Yagamai's body has reached 100 times that of ordinary divine chakra. His strength under normal conditions instantly surges to the peak of the god level, approaching the level of god level invincibility. Good. Ryosuke Yagamai nodded and said. The next second, his figure disappeared again, and then appeared on the huge satellite. The 43rd floor. Ryosuke Yagamai's enemies are still god-level beginners, but the number becomes 10. Golden Will reincarnation explodes. It's still the same move, under the light sword that penetrates the sky and the earth, 10 entry-level god-level enemies, including the satellite under their feet, were instantly exploded and vaporized into particles invisible to the naked eye in the universe. 10,000 points. In addition, a bloodline promotion opportunity. This time, the blood successor who has reached the level of the blood successor's snare can be promoted, allowing him to reach the god level. That is, the same level as the god. Samsara I and God. Reincarnation I, the power of blood. Improve ice escape. Ryosuke Yagamai continues to improve his ice escape. As for whether it is useful, it doesn't really matter, because he does not rely on these abilities. Moreover, with the help of this improved blood inheritance snare, he can only reach the bloodline power level of the entry-level god level. That is the level of the god reincarnation I and the god reincarnation I in the initial stage. But whether it is the god reincarnation I or the god reincarnation I, their potential is far beyond this, and they can reach the level of god level invincibility. This high level, and the blood succession snare, which is only improved by such a reward, obviously does not have such potential. Naturally, it will not become Yagamai Ryosuke's ultimate method. Ryosuke Yagamai, the 43rd floor. Completed again. It's the 43rd floor, and it's still so fast. Has he always been able to kill instantly? In the white space outside Tongtian Bridge, a group of Hokages looked at the changes in the words on the black pillars in surprise. In less than 20 minutes, Yagamai Ryosuke had already passed the 43rd floor. What does this mean? It means that all the levels before him were cleared in seconds, so it took such a short time. But in this case, what level of strength has Ryosuke Yagamai reached? Someone curiously clicked on his business card to check. I found that in the rating of the chat group, Ryosuke Yagamai's strength is already at the peak of god level. Is this improvement too fast? Everyone was shocked. They didn't know that the god level only has 3 levels, entry, peak, and invincible. They thought it was the same as the previous 6 paths level and super shadow level. It was divided into early stage, middle stage, late stage, and peak level. That's why it was like this. Shocked. However, Ryosuke Yagamai's strength has indeed improved a lot. This is mainly due to the reward of the divine chakra, rather than the subsequent rewards. Brush. Changed again. Sarutobi Hiruzen said with a complicated expression. Ryosuke Yagamai, the 44th floor. Another instant kill pass. Terrible. I feel like I will never reach the heights of Mr. Ryosuke in this life. God level peak, thank God if I can reach the peak of the 6th path in this life. Everyone was talking a lot, sighing at Ryosuke Yagami's great strength, and thinking about what it would be like if they had such strength. Then another 10 seconds passed. Ryosuke Yagami, the 45th floor. Really? Another instant kill pass. As expected of you, Ryosuke Yagami. Tongtian Bridge, 46th floor. Ryosuke Yagami was already close to the star in the distance. At this time, his enemies were three Otsutsuki whose strength had reached the peak of god level. Ryosuke Yagami took action and instantly killed the three of them with a Kinrin reincarnation explosion. Continue to pass levels easily and get high rewards. It's God's chakra again, and the rewards are a bit single. Yagami Ryosuke muttered. In addition to the huge improvement of the first divine chakra to him, the subsequent divine chakra rewards are actually not that useful. Of course. This also makes Yagami Ryosuke's body the amount of divine chakra has increased by about 3 times. There is no way, Tongtian Kiao gave Yagami Ryosuke the basic chakra, which is directly equivalent to a divine chakra equivalent to the peak of the divine level. This is not enough for him. Chakra surge? The 47th floor. This time the enemy is Otsutsuki, who is at the top of the 10 god levels. Yagami Ryosuke continues his old routine and kills the opponent instantly with a Golden Will Reincarnation Blast. Then receive the reward. This time the extra reward turned into an opportunity to improve bloodline. Yagami Ryosuke used it on Wood Release. This made Wood Release also upgraded to the god level, and it is the peak level of god level Wood Release. Being in Konoha, I can upgrade my talent entries. Author, MRMO. Chapter 291. Ryosuke Yagami himself doesn't know where his current strength has reached. However, I believe he will know soon. Because he has almost cleared the first 50 floors. According to the previous rules, the enemies on the 51st floor should be super god level. Can I beat a super god level enemy? Ryosuke Yagami thought to himself. Then he was teleported to the 48th floor. This time the enemy is not the invincible level of the god. It is still the peak of the god, but the individual strength is 2 or 3 times stronger than before. They are both gods. At the peak level, the maximum difference in strength can reach 20 times. Moreover, there are as many as 30 enemies in front of you. Defeat us and you can move on. Ryosuke Yagami raised his eyebrows. Then he raised his right hand and fired a golden will, killing 17 targets in an instant. Oh! Not being able to kill them all instantly surprised Ryosuke Yagami. But that's all. He casually fired another golden will reincarnation explosion. Kill all the remaining 13 enemies instantly. Floor 48, cleared. The extra reward this time is still the opportunity to improve your bloodline. Ryosuke Yagami pondered for a moment, and then used it on Dust Release without saying a word. This makes Chen Dun reach the peak of God level. And it's 3 times the base power of the peak God level. Stronger than the previous Mu Dun. In this way, Ryosuke Yagami can have 3 times the combat power of the peak God level basic power even with just 1 dust escape. This also makes Chen Dun become the strongest blood power in Ryosuke Yagami. Let's try using Dust Release next time. Ryosuke Yagami instantly understood several methods of using Dust Release. Compared with the Dust Release that was originally eliminated by the Blood Successor, the Dust Release that has now evolved into the power of the Blood of God has still undergone great changes. Brush. Ryosuke Yagami appeared in the battle space on the 49th floor. This place is already close to the huge blue star. By the time the next layer reaches the 50th floor, he will probably enter the periphery of the huge blue star. And the battle area on the 51st floor is, not surprisingly, the surface of this huge blue star. The size of this star is probably billions of times that of the sun. Ryosuke Yagami sighed. He didn't expect to see such a huge star. It's really rare. Just when Ryosuke Yagami sighed, enemies on his level also appeared. No surprise, This time the strength has indeed reached the level of God level invincibility. Level breaker, it's really unexpected that you've reached this level, but that's where you end it. This time the gatekeeper actually had different lines. Ryosuke Yagamai was slightly surprised. You are very strong, but you are far from reaching the level of God level invincibility, so it is impossible for you to defeat me. The gatekeeper said arrogantly. Oh. Do you think so? Ryosuke Yagamai chuckled. Then 50% of the power of the contract was instantly unlocked. To become a God level invincible, you don't need to unblock too much. The sudden increase in power increased Yagamai Ryosuke's combat power. He has also reached the level of God level invincibility, and far surpasses the 49th level gatekeeper in front of him. Dust escapes. The light of annihilation. A beam of scorching white light shot out from Yagamai Ryosuke's fingertips. It instantly swallowed up the God level invincible strongman in front of him, and then annihilated him directly. The light of annihilation, after dust escape, evolved to the blood of God, this kind of application. In this state, the light of annihilation can instantly kill any enemy below the super God level. Even if it is a quasi-super God level, it does not dare to resist, but it can be avoided. However, this 49th floor defender the passer obviously cannot escape. After all, he is just an ordinary God level invincible. Level 49, pass. Yagamai Ryosuke smiled and accepted the 1 million point reward. Then he received an additional reward. This time it's another improvement in God's chakra. It's God's chakra at the very pinnacle level of God. This makes Ryosuke Yagamai's own chakra increase by 8 or 9 times again. Refresh. Ryosuke Yagamai, the figure disappeared. Then it appeared in the void infinitely close to the huge blue star. The 50th level. It is also the last level of the God level. This time, Yagamai Ryosuke's enemies are 3 God level invincibles, the powerful Otsutsuki. And each of them is stronger than the previous Otsutsuki on the 49th floor, about twice the gap. Close to half a step to the super God level. Very strong. But not enough. Ryosuke Yagamai raised his hand and there was a light of annihilation. 2 of the enemies were instantly killed, and the other one was lucky enough to avoid it. But he could avoid the first time, but he couldn't avoid the second time. Then, still an instant kill. Level 50, cleared. Ryosuke Yagamai's expression also became serious at this time. Next, the enemy is the real super God level. At the same time, Ryosuke Yagamai also received the rewards of this level. Unexpectedly, it was not 1.1 million points, but a full 2 million points. The additional reward is another opportunity to enhance the power of bloodline. Ryosuke Yagamai thought for a while and used this opportunity to use God Ice Release, which was only the entry-level God level. As expected, God Ice Escape directly reached the level of God level invincibility. Ryosuke Yagamai, the 50th floor. How can it be? In the white space, all the Hokages in the chat group had expressions of disbelief. They were even extremely shocked to see this scene. Have you cleared the 50th floor? Isn't his strength at the peak of God level? On the 50th floor, it stands to reason that the enemy should be God level and invincible. Someone questioned. At this time, Heitake Sakumo reacted quickly and clicked Yagamai Ryosuke's business card. Sure enough, his rating has become a God level invincible. No, Ryosuke's strength is already invincible. Just look at his business card information and you will know. Heitake Sakumo said. At the same time, he was extremely shocked in his heart. After all, when Ryosuke Yagamai first broke through the overpass, his strength rating was only at the entry level of God. Unexpectedly, he is now invincible at God level. Such an improvement, is it too big? How did Heitake Sakumo know that Ryosuke Yagamai's strength rating in the chat group was not accurate at all? That's just his normal strength, even without counting the bonuses from many additional entries. As for Yagami Ryusuke's true strength, before he entered Tongtian Bridge, he was already at the quasi-super god level, or even reached the super god level. Therefore, the first 50 floors are too easy for Ryusuke Yagami. It was easy to get through. To read Bao's Huang novels, go to Filu Novel Network. Because most of his strength comes from the bonus of entries, as he obtains additional rewards from Tongti and Kiao again and again, Ryusuke Yagami's basic strength also increases. The Surge. In the rating of the chat group, he started from the god level and reached the current god level invincibility. However, Heitake Sakumo and others did not know all this. That's why they were particularly shocked. Can't even understand what this is all about? Uchiha Madara, who was originally full of confidence, thought that Ryusuke Yagami's strength improvement would definitely slow down a lot in the future, giving him a chance to catch up. At this time, he looked at Yagami Ryusuke's business card information in the chat group with a shocked face. He was silent for a long time. Yagami Ryusuke didn't know that his performance had once again shocked the other Hokage in the chat group, and even frightened them, making them unable to understand how Yagami Ryusuke did it. At this time, he had been teleported to the surface of the huge blue star. The temperature here is extremely high. But there's nothing I can do about Ryusuke Yagami. 6th level, you can survive in the vacuum environment of the universe. To be precise, it should be the 6th level with Itsutsuki's physique. This is mainly affected by the physique of the Itsutsuki clan. However, as long as you reach the god level, no matter what your physique is, you can easily survive in the vacuum of the universe. Oxygen. Cosmic radiation. Ultra-low temperature of about -270 degrees. None of these will be your limitations. Because a god-level powerhouse is already a godlike existence. How could a majestic god not even be able to survive in the universe? Why do you call yourself a god? Just go home and feed yourself. Tongtian Bridge, 51st floor. Ryusuke Yagami stepped on the surface of a huge blue star. With every step he took, there would be bunches of small blue beams rising around him, and it seemed like sparks blooming from burning flames, magnificent and gorgeous. However, Ryusuke Yagami had no intention of admiring this strange scenery at this time. His attention was completely focused on the figure in front of him. Is this a super god level strong man? Ryusuke Yagami looked at the figure in front of him whose whole body was burning with blue energy like a flame. He had extremely strong muscles, his golden hair stood up, and his eyes were wide open, as if there was endless anger. Burning. Ryusuke Yagami remained silent. After a while, he couldn't help complaining, isn't this a Super Saiyan? And what's the matter with blue flames and golden hair? Isn't it blue with blue? The person opposite looked like a Super Saiyan god. The gatekeeper stared at him coldly. Breaker, I am quite surprised that you have come this far, but that's it for you. With me here, you can't even think about taking another step forward. The gatekeeper spoke coldly, and what followed was a terrifying power that enveloped Yagami Ryusuke. Click. Click. Yagami Ryusuke felt that all the bones in his body were moaning in pain. The power of contract is 100% unlocked. Boom. Ryusuke Yagami gritted his teeth and instantly unlocked the 100% power of contract, and at the same time activated various strength bonuses of the entry. In an instant, Ryusuke Yagami's strength was higher than before the transformation. It has been greatly improved. Facing the momentum erupting from the super god level gatekeeper in front of me, I can no longer just support it as hard as before. Huh. It's really terrifyingly strong. Ryusuke Yagami looked at the gatekeeper in front of him in amazement. Oh. Unexpectedly, the state just now was not your limit. The gatekeeper seemed a little surprised, but that was all. he was not amazed by the strength displayed by Yagami Ryusuke, or showed caution. Seeing the change in the other party's expression, Yagami Ryusuke also frowned involuntarily. "Breaker, you are very strong, but you are still no match for me," the gatekeeper said lightly. However, his eyes were no longer as arrogant as before, and even when he looked at Yagami Ryusuke, there was a trace of appreciation. Obviously, Yagami Ryusuke's strength has been obtained by this gatekeeper. But this is not what Ryusuke Yagami wants. What he wants is to defeat the opponent and pass this level. Is the super god level really that strong? Ryusuke, Yagami said with a frown. Super god level? The gatekeeper laughed and said, "This is an interesting title, but we usually call ourselves the God King." God King? So, is there a God King above the God level? Isn't this a big span? Shouldn't there be another level like God in the middle? Jump directly from the God level to the God King level? Okay, enough nonsense, it's time for you to leave. The gatekeeper suddenly stretched out his hand, and a flash of blue light burst out from his fingertips. Yagami Ryusuke tried his best to resist, and the white energy in his hands turned into a shield in front of him, and at the same time, a layer of black the energy armor was all over his body. God Susanoo. God's dust escape. But it was useless. The scorching white dust shield was instantly penetrated. The black armor of God Susanoo was annihilated in an instant. Ryusuke Yagami watched helplessly as this energy penetrated his body, and then his body began to be annihilated inch by inch. Even he was here is no way to prevent this annihilation. All we can do is watch ourselves die. This, is it the power of the God King? He opened his eyes wide. There was no fear in his eyes, only excitement and excitement. It turns out that there is still such a big gap between him and the God King. This gap does not seem to be smoothed out by the accumulation of numbers. It is some kind of a qualitative leap.